Because you're not working.
What do you mean?
Come on, Abraham. It's not that hard to plug it in.
It's your fucking charger, you.
It works.
Oh. I'll just use this.
I don't like.
Wow, now it works.
For real?
Yeah.
Go back with the.
Wait, what?
Okay, now use the other one.
But it was just
Get trolled, I guess.
Does this one work?
Yeah. Brian's account. Yeah. Oh, he just says Camaro.
It's not even his, it's his dad's.
It's his, remember?
Oh, damn. That's your new background?
Yeah.
Wait, what is it? Yeah, mine's still cool.
Yeah, yours is definitely cooler, right?
I got that.
No, it's for free. Be the Cardinals. I'll be the Giants.
Nah.
Come on.
I'll be the Rams and you be the
All right, bet.
Redskins.
The Redskins. Oh, okay. I see where this is going. It's like the playoff thing when you first start the game. Oh, it's on rookie.
Oh, I'm gonna cry because I'm gonna lose an all rookie.
But come on, all matters for men, right?
If you're so good at all Madden, you should
Rookie,
be
eat shit, dumb shit, dumb shit,
Okay, you know what
dumb
you
shit.
do. And here, I know what you're doing. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, we're not stupid, Aaron.
There you go.
Just your mind made
I don't even have a mod
Don't
menu.
make it easy, like, fumble the ball. Don't do that shit.
I don't.
But you have done that shit before.
Yeah, just for fun. No, I just took it off.
Take it off. Let me do it.
Just be white.
There you go. I'll be white.
Alright, be yellow.
They look like Indians.
That's actually racist. The Super Bowl can't happen
Why?
because they're both NFC.
It doesn't matter.
It has to be an AFC and an NFC team.
What's the difference?
AFC teams always go against NFC teams. Think about it. The Falcons were in the NFC. The Patriots were the AFC. The Eagles were in the NFC.
You're telling me
Patriots.
that the Falcons and the Patriots never go against each other?
They do. They're in Super Bowls. But you can never see Patriots versus Texans in the Super Bowl.
Texans versus Patriots?
Yeah, you can never see that ever in your life in Super Bowl. Because they're both AFC.
I don't even get it.
Yeah, you're not that good in football.
I
Forgot.
don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
Those two teams are AFC. Because of their division.
Hello, everybody.
I don't talk too much.
All right, thanks, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings
No,
us to the
man.
heart of Texas at NRG Stadium in Houston. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here between the Los Angeles Rams and the Washington Redskins. Now it's Chris Thompson on the return.
So you don't
Solid
mean to
return,
score
pretty good
touchdown
field
like that.
position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
You're already getting mad, bro. Already getting not gay like you. Well, I wonder where you're gonna be. Probably gonna blitz.
They'll come out in the pistol. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Throwing his Cousins. And Davis with it left side. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a third down.
And the good thing about the top-notch safeties, they can play from deep coverage or they can play close to the line of scrimmage.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
And this may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it on 4th down here. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And this is incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They come up in an offset eye. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley, 36 yards. And the Rams are going to take a first quarter lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. Has to get a lot of credit. But for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for it. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Here we go. 3-19.
A first down throw for Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. He was trying to get it there to Vernon Davis, the tight end. And it's 2nd down.
Detroit!
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Caught right side.
Much.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Detroit!
They'll try and run for...
Stop pausing the game.
And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line.
It's like a good
Are
novel,
you
man.
actually
From
talking
undrafted
to
free
me?
agent
No.
to leading rusher for his team, the Rob Kelly story in 2016.
You're right. Matt Jones had 460. He led it by a wide margin, did Kelly, 704. The question I have for you, what do you see from Fat Rob now going forward?
I think that he can be the lead runner for them because
Oh my. Stop pausing the game.
he does an excellent job in pass protection, a skill not many backs have.
It'll be a pickup of just 2, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
Oh, stop! You did it again.
I was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation, but they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Oh, my favorite play.
2nd down, 8.
3-0.
2nd down, Cousins. On the
Getting
catch,
you're
it's Crowder.
winning.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll
I
lead
can
to a
do what I
3rd down.
want.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Cousins on 3rd and 2. Looking for his tight end read, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You got to let that happen.
Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, L.A. Kenny Brent, 51 yards. And the Rams strike quickly here for 6 points. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. Took him less time than that to get the top speed and complete that play.
Defense.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he's... And here come the Redskins now. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice...
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag.
Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. Cousins now to throw on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up second down. They go play action. Cousins. They'll roll him out right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Pierre Garçon, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. To throw, Cousins. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. Fourth down.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on fourth down.
Here we go.
Now Cousins on fourth down. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Rams are going to take possession and a turnover on downs. Let's look ahead for a quick minute. We don't have the schedules yet for next year, but what we do have are the 5 international games that will be played, 4 in London and then 1 again in Mexico, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Miami, New Orleans, Cleveland, Minnesota, Rams in Arizona, those in London, and then Mexico's going to get a great game. The Raiders and New England.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And just think about the ones in London. Remember, they're splitting them between the 2 different stadiums in London, so they get a different flavor in all of these places. But Mexico, for the 2nd straight year, the Raiders are coming to town. That should be a whole lot of fun.
Should be a ton of fun and a very good matchup.
Here we go now.
On first down, it's gone. That's complete to his tight end. This is Lance Kendricks. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
He was looking for the tight end, Lance Kendricks, there. And it's now 4th and 3.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old-school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar
I was
situation.
going to say maybe makes that offense feel good. Well, when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Super Bowl 51 after this. A reminder, coming up at the intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Larry Ridley and the crew in Orlando with our EA Sports halftime report. Finding his safety valve, be in the hurry-up. Cousins now from the 50. He'll buy some time right. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it, but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
First down, here's Cousins. Out to the left here to Reed. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
Here we go.
Cousins again. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
Holding, offense.
So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. And this one complete to Reed. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Holy shit, bro. What is that?
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, Cousins. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down. So on 4th down, Cousins will head to the sideline and give way to Dustin Hopkins. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. So a field goal here, they're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Partner, these L.A. Rams, as they come back out here for the next offensive series, they now missed the playoffs 12 straight seasons. Of course, this last one, their first back in L.A. They were 3-1, so much hope, but then they lost all but one down the stretch.
Hard to believe with a defense that good, but just tells you about the premium that's placed on the offensive side of the ball, especially at the quarterback position. They just didn't have the stability. Even though they drafted Jared Goff, #1 in 2016, he'll have to ascend to that number. Be that guy for them in the next season in order for the Rams to finally break that playoff drought.
And now they've got some city neighbors in the Chargers of L.A. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
I'm still struggling to wrap my mind around the year Todd Gurley had with the Los Angeles Rams. I thought he was a lock for 1,000 yards. Didn't approach it and never got over 100 yards in a single game all season.
Yeah, and his rookie year, we know what he did. He was averaging 4.8 yards a carry as a rookie, 3.2 this year. How much of it was up front on the O-line?
There was plenty of that, but he also has to increase his vision, and I think he may add a little bit more weight back on in order to break a few more tackles.
So, you seriously just skip the halftime of the Super Bowl? Who does that? It's the Super Bowl. Watch the halftime show. All right, here we go. Third quarter action now. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Wow. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. The one running back is Gurley. Now Goff on 1st down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Whitner. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. And that was a young pup, the rookie, being intercepted by a veteran DB.
And I loved our quick conversation in pregame with him on the field, where he said, hey, look, I love playing these young quarterbacks. They don't know a whole lot yet, so I can use my mind to put me in a position to make a play.
Cousins to throw it. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for him. Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. On 3rd and short, going with their tight end.
I swear to fuck,
he
don't want to fucking fat ass
and that's enough for the first.
I swear to God.
Holding offense.
Holy shit.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up 1st downs.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Sliding out of the pocket. He can run for it, and he will. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
A decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they do inch a bit closer.
Yeah, still lots of time to go in this one. Take the points, move on, and let your defense try to get the ball back.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line.
Well, conventional football Football 101 tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Little lull in the action here to go over an offseason storyline that's kind of interesting. LA a couple years ago, they have no teams, and now they're going to have two with the move from San Diego to LA. What does that mean for the league and for the Chargers?
It seems like an easier transition, doesn't it, than St. Louis when they moved back to Los Angeles. It still is not going to be easy. Remember, they're going to go play in a soccer stadium, essentially, for at least the first couple of years before they share a stadium with the Rams. So that changes things. Obviously, trying to create an identity in the market they haven't been in a long time. They began as the Los Angeles Chargers, but only played one season as such.
On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Fresh set of downs here. On 1st and 10, Goff. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Second down now after the pass completion. Throwing again is gone. That's complete to his tight end. This is Lance Kendricks. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Here's Goff. And he's got it. Got his man on the A-route. Complete. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
The one running back is Gurley. Goff now to throw. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off the drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Austin's got it left side. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. He finds Quick. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Ryan Quick from 10 yards out. And the Rams add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it.
Back now here on EA Sports, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Zerline out now to kick this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding.
What's the main reason why I'm fucking losing? These fucking fat asses can't fucking block.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Over the middle to Garcon.
And now you fumbled.
It's a fumble. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Brandon, I don't want to violate any of our broadcasting rules by declaring a game over before it's over. But that one, that puts them in real jeopardy there.
Absolutely. It's a two-possession game. It is a two-possession game at this stage in the fourth. They needed points out of that, bro.
And obviously now,
touchdown! Kenny Britt, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Rams take advantage of the turnover to put up 6. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And they will line up now for the two-point try.
Set. Green, 39. Gone. Let's go. 319. 319.
Goff looking to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. He hits the big target for the two-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover. They want to try and put points on the board.
Here's the defense for Los Angeles as they head out to set up shop. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and now it's second down.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. Back near the goal line, Cousins. Crowder's got it over the middle. That catch good for 5. It's third down. And now they're in the hurry-up. Cousins from the gun on third. And Reed with it over the middle. And he'll have the first down as he's up to about the 18. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Cousins on first down. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. On play action, Cousins rolling to his right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trumaine Johnson. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. One receiver left, two to the right. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got to a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it. What people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. They'll come out in the pistol. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
2 minutes to go in Super Bowl 51 from Houston. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Goff now to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all these movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
Yeah, a lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. That is caught inside the 5. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal.
Holy shit, this team is literally fucking...
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Todd Gurley, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Rams just continue to pour it on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the numbers. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Another carry now for Gurley. And he will get into the end zone again. And the 2-point conversion. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out now come the Redskins. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. And this defense has been extraordinary all season, and that might just be the cherry on top. What a play there on the fumble recovery touchdown. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1. We want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable they didn't even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
Dude, what the fuck? There's nothing good.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
A second down throw for Cousins. This one caught by Crowder. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way. Now Cousins. Jordan Reed has it. Jordan Reed. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Cousins will try and throw. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick.
Holy shit.
I think the Redskins got it.
Oh my,
yes,
I was about to say,
great
bro,
job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man that started it, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you brought him into it because he doesn't get nearly the attention he deserves. Oftentimes it's only when it's negative. In this case, he created a positive play for his team.
A first down throw for Cousins. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got Cousins now on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Throwing, Cousins. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And whistle blown, a timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. That'll leave him with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on fourth down. Desperation time. Cousins on fourth down. And Reed with it over the middle. Jordan Reed. Touchdown, Washington. Jordan Reed, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Redskins are able to close the gap just a bit. So he's hit pay dirt twice, but still they're facing that deficit here in the second half.
So they're going to see if they can continue to find ways to get him the football because obviously something is working for him to find the end zone twice. In any event, however this turns out, he's going to be hard to deal with in the film room, isn't it? He's going to want to know why he's not getting more passes thrown to him.
Those big tight ends are getting greedy. And
Dude,
the
you
hands
guys
team for the
are
Rams
so
able to secure the
slow.
football.
It's like y'all don't want to
Now
win
they're
the
down
Super
big here
Bowl.
in the fourth. They had to try the
It's like,
onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Now, hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. Throwing now, Goff. And he's got his target. It's Austin for the Rams touchdown. Tavon Austin from 3 yards out, and the Rams add on to their lead.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. And they'll get set here looking for the two-point conversion. Now they'll pitch it back to Gurley. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And is there bad blood here? I mean, go for 2 when you're up that much?
If there wasn't before, there is now. When you do that, you've just announced to everyone, you just don't care about the other side at all. All you care about is what you're doing, and they just want to pile up points.
They did. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical. And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense, unfortunately it ended in a big drop.
Cousins now eluding the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this one is...
Oh, man.
This is not my first dub.
Just 5th or 6th. I don't know what team is. Oh, you have it on Pro?
I thought you put it on Madden.
I don't know how it didn't work for you.
I'm beating with the team that you said that was not good. What minute? What 1 minute?
15.
15? Are you high?
It's gonna be a while.
15 is like almost like the whole.
It's like 2 hours.
It's like,
Hey, y'all gonna get 2 hours?
I'm not. It gets boring. Dude.
Mm-hmm. It depends if you keep running the ball.
Yeah, but we're not gonna run the ball all the time. How many minutes was it when we play football?
6.
Hello, everybody.
Larry, they broke ground on this place in the year 2000, opened it in August of 2002, and it's been the home of this franchise ever since. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here between the Washington Redskins and the Kansas City Chiefs. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Cousins now to throw on first down. Out to the left here to Reed. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. For Jordan Reed, Charles, still waiting for him to play a full complement of games. You know, through 4 seasons, he hasn't completed a full NFL schedule, but he's right up there in the argument for best tight end in the league.
He certainly is, and I don't think he can get a bigger compliment than I'm hearing from my friends in the scouting community, who have all told me that those teams that are in the market for tight ends, when they're scouting now, they're all trying to find guys who have Jordan Reed characteristics. And I'm talking about route running, run after the catch, the ability to create and make bigger plays.
Caught left side, Garcon. 11 yards on the pickup, and that leads to a Washington first down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Niles Paul, the intended target. That'll bring up second down. Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
That coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Jordan Reed has it. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
On 1st and 10, Cousins over the middle to Garcon. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Holding offense.
So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
Throw it, and he fires one that's intercepted. It's the sackmaster, Justin Houston, who comes up with it. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Here's Smith. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Hell yeah, all I see is fat asses in their team.
2nd down to the offense in search of 6 yards. A shotgun snap for Smith. And Hill with it over the middle. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, another catch for Tyreek Hill. How do you defend him? Because kickoff return, punt return, catching the ball, whether it's a receiver out of the backfield, and of course, you can run it with him too.
Well, let me give you some numbers from last year. To your point, 12 total touchdowns, 6 of them receiving, 3 rushing, and 3 in the return game.
If you're an offensive coordinator and you can't diagram plays for this guy, turn in your clipboard.
Now it's the Princeton man. This is Spencer Ware. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. As the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. Out of the gun, Smith. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Smith on 3rd down. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 14 there. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down. From the red zone now, Smith looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he will take it all in for a Chiefs touchdown. Jamal Charles, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are in for 6. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field. Certainly not.
Call dead. Call dead.
¿Qué pasó, mijo?
¿Qué pasó, papá? ¿Por qué me llamaste?
Porque voy a usar y te hablaba a ver si ocupabas algo, mijo.
Nah. No tenemos todo. Oh, agua.
¿Agua?
Sí, no tenemos agua.
¿No quieres una pizza?
Sí.
¿De cuál?
El pepperoni.
¿No quieres un churro?
Sí, sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
¿Quién está ahí contigo?
Brian, Abraham y más ellos.
¿Quién?
Brian y Abraham.
Ok, diles que si quieran algo.
You want something? Brian, you want something? You want something from Sam's?
Yeah, sure.
What do you want? You want something from Sam's? Huh? You want something from Sam's? Why are you laughing? Brian, get that pizza. What do you want? También Abraham.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here.
You keep the cat?
A reminder coming up at the intermission. We'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Larry Ridley and the crew in Orlando with our EA Sports halftime report. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Actually balanced and put it to the side.
Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass.
I couldn't find one good
Now Cousins. Caught left side, goes on. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. There's a good push to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands,
speed, I make a flat-out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of the offensive coordinator, don't you?
Look at that. Hey,
to throw, Cousins. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Cousins. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball is thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
On third down, Cousins.
Oh, this one.
They're able to find Garcon. And he goes down.
It almost didn't work.
Getting this inside the 25.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number one receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. But it's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on third. They'll throw again. Cousins. And Davis has it over the middle.
Behind you.
He'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
Oh.
Holding offense.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that?
That's
the guy who just committed
two.
a foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down or if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send the blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
He's got his man in the crossing route. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone, sometimes you're throwing it between the zones, sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
It's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
Second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something
look how
that maybe
close I
they had
am.
dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things, and it won't come back and hurt them later.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On second down, here's Smith. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
None of us on this one. What play? Oh yeah, this dude play. Was it? It's a deep. Oh.
X. Oh, that's how you. I found it different.
Now a play fake here on first down. And Hill with it over the middle. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill in the 5 seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook, but even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick and what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So they cannot get into the end zone to add the extra pair of points. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team.
My life.
And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. This one taken for the 7th. So as the set design... You seriously just halftime of the Super Bowl?
Why did you
Who does that? It's a Super
What the
Bowl.
fuck was
Watch the
that?
halftime show. All right, here we go.
Was he drunk?
Third quarter action now. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Tyreek Hill on the return.
That's the game. You went,
Now here comes the Redskin defense heading back onto the field. They are down on the scoreboard as we begin the second half and looking to avoid a bigger deficit.
And I can just hear the coaches now. I can hear the head coach. Guys, first 5 minutes. First series of the second half. Offense or defense. You've got to set the tone.
They'll try to set that tone here.
Illegal block in the back. Offense. Still first down.
They come out 5 wide. Like 3 of them to the right side. Out of the gun, Smith. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Oh, breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley.
Holy shit! This sucks.
Kansas City touchdown.
That's the second time I did that.
The second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
They'll let Charles try and get him in. And this time he'll be stopped short of the goal line. He might have been out of gas after the long run. In any event, the try for 2 fails. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
Are y'all slow? Are y'all legs
has
hurt?
more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out?
No shit!
Most of the time in the first half,
they
you're
can go like
12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10.
Oh, you fucking badass.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
18 yards there, it'll be first and goal. And he was able to find a very soft spot in that zone coverage.
I love that term, Brandon. That soft spot where you find the open area, set up, and catch it.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Jordan Reed, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Redskins are able to cut into that deficit.
My ass.
Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable
My
target
ass.
you can go
My
to.
fucking
Each and every
ass,
time. A
dog.
lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Play here for a touchdown. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that.
Recently, he doesn't even try.
But like, isn't
There's nothing to challenge.
Focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Now whistles
That's
come
why I
in.
did
We're
that
going to get a
thing.
timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the Cardinal set of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
To throw on second down is Smith. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Smith. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start they got off to before that didn't work out so well for them. Arizona, we thought they were a lock to be in the playoffs. In fact, many of us called them Super Bowl contenders. And Carolina, the defending NFC champs going into last season, they didn't make it. So I think that all 3 could return to former glory. I'm going to give you one way off the pace here. You ready?
Let's go.
The Los Angeles Rams. They get the young quarterback going, and that defense continues to live up to expectations. They can make a real strong push in the West.
They've got the D. You're right. They just need the O. Smith,
Go
flush to his
fast.
right. They find some open field here. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. 10 yards on the pickup there. Good enough for a Kansas City first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Here's Smith. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be second down.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. On second down, here's Smith. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. DeAnthony Thomas, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
So the 2 back now here on EA Sports. Oh, this is a touch cruel here. They've got the big lead. Now they're going for the jugular with the onside kick. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep.
I kill him,
those types of things.
him.
Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
No, I knew it! Oh, shit!
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to hold that one in.
On second down, Cousins again. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete.
Wait, you delete the photo?
14 there, and it moves the chains.
Wow, at least I can still remember that photo. I can just tell this out to me. She has another picture of Brian in the rodeo. I have a picture of you in the rodeo.
Cousins now to throw on first down.
Oh!
Jackson's got it over the middle.
The Sean shit.
Down. 16 yards, 2 to 16.
I got another funny one for myself.
Not good enough, partner, and they're able to complete the pass.
Excellent recognition of the man coverage, and they found the guy who could win downfield.
I also looked at when I was speaking.
Here we go.
From the red zone now, Cousins caught left side, Garcon.
Oh!
He fumbled it. It's on the ground.
Oh yeah, look.
Hey, this was yesterday.
Hey, you fucking rage quit.